What do Pokemon and the nuclear apocalypse have in common? They are both topics on this month in Devoted Gaming. Welcome, my name is LJ Lowery from Geeks Under Grace, and this is Devoted Gaming on Geek Devotions, and I am here to break down some of the hottest new releases of November that you Devoted Geeks might be into. I'm going to split this into three sections. First section is games for the family. This is a section of games that you can play with your wife, husband, kids, and friends, anybody. No content restrictions here because some people just aren't comfortable playing games with certain content. The second section is going to be games for adults and teens. This section is going to be for games that you may not want to play around the children. Games that have some more mature themes, if that works for you. And so I'm going to highlight some games there that you all might be interested in. And then the third segment is going to be my personal pick. And so this may be something I've played already, a release that is coming this month to a new platform that has maybe been out prior. And just help you guys, discover something that somebody like me who's familiar and who kind of keeps up with things knows about. And so I hope my recommendation brings you joy if you decide to check it out. So anyway, that is how Devoted Gaming is going to work. So let's get on with our first section. Our first section, as I said before, is called Games for the Family. So our first release is already out now. For November 2nd, Lego Harry Potter Collection has come to the Switch. So if you're excited for Fantastic Beasts 2 and you're a huge Harry Potter fan and you have a Switch, you can play all of the Lego Harry Potter games. Actually, there's two of them. The first one covers years 1 through 4, and then second game should cover the rest, but this is both of them. And this game did come out on PS4 and Xbox One prior, and the other games came out on previous gen. So if you somehow managed to miss these, go check them out. It looks like a lot of fun. Our second release is on November 6th, World of Final Fantasy Maxima. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy and you love all of those worlds and love all of those games, this is for you. This is the first time this game is coming to Switch. The original World of Final Fantasy came to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So this Maxima edition is going to be available for all consoles and platforms. So I recommend checking this out if you are a Final Fantasy fan. You might see some familiar faces, and the story is centered around a few new ones, a way to bring all these characters together. So be looking into that if that's something you're interested in. And then, November 9th, we have a new Tetris game. What? A new Tetris game? Are you serious? Yes. This one is called Tetris Effect. It is coming exclusively to PS4 and PSVR. Sorry about that. So this one is bleeding with style, got all kinds of really good music and everything. It's got some new mechanics that change the game of Tetris. But you can play old school if you want as well, I believe. And yes, I did say PSVR, so if you have a PSVR headset, this might be something worth looking into. How does Tetris work in PSVR? I have no idea, but I want to check it out. It looks awesome. So, that is it for November 9th. And then, November 13th, we get Spyro Reignited Collection. If you are a fan of the Spyro games at all, especially the first three that came to PlayStation, you might want to check this one out. This one is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. So if that nostalgia is hitting you hard, and you just want to play some Spyro, you want to play some old school platforming, here is this collection for you if you own a PlayStation. Not released for, not anything for Switch yet. I assume this will come to Switch because we got Crash. So if you're holding out for a Switch version, maybe hold on a few months and see what happens. I have a feeling we're going to get that within the next year. That is a long wait, but I promise, patience will be worth it. November 16th is the big one. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If you are just returning to the world of Pokemon, maybe you played Pokemon Go when that came out, maybe you were into Pokemon when there was only 151, like myself. Now there's like 800. This version of Pokemon is meant for those people who are just getting into Pokemon, and who have maybe not gotten into it for years. The Switch is getting a mainline Pokemon game next year at some point, but Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is for those who are getting back into this world, and for players who want to dive in, maybe for the first time even. You can even play with 2 players. It's got co-op, 2 Joy-Cons. It's got a little plastic Pokeball peripheral you can buy and actually throw the ball instead of swiping up on the screen. So check that out if this interests you. That is it for our friends and family section of Devoted Gaming. And now we are going to move on to games for teens and adults. Alright, this is where there are going to be some games here that you might not want your kids to see you play, if that's how you roll. So November 2nd, which means this game is available now, Diablo Eternal Collection on the Switch. This is Diablo 3, which came out to PS4, PC, Xbox One. I think it even came to Xbox 360 and PS3 as well. So this includes the base game Diablo 3, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and the Necromancer DLC character that just came out this past year. Diablo Collection is Diablo in the palm of your hand on the Switch. This looks awesome. I am going to grab this. I can see myself sinking a lot of hours into this. So if you're a fan of action RPGs, dungeon crawling, you will want to check this one out. I promise that this will be worth your money. It's got loads of content. So check that out. November 6th, Overkill's The Walking Dead. What? New Walking Dead game? I thought it just got canceled. No, that was Telltale. Overkill's The Walking Dead is from the developers of Payday, which is a heist game, kind of inspired by movies like Heat and such. So Overkill knows co-op. In Payday, you spent your time with 4 players, robbing banks and jewelry stores and stuff like that, and fighting off the police. The Walking Dead is something similar, but obviously zombies. You're like, well, Left 4 Dead's a thing. Yeah, sure. But I imagine this will probably have some callbacks to the show and things like that. But Overkill's The Walking Dead is a new story featuring new characters. So we will see if this stacks up to all the rest of the zombie games out there. I mean, Black Ops 4, they just had the new zombies mode, right? So we'll see what happens with that, but I am intrigued because Overkill, they do good work, and I had a lot of fun with Payday 2 with me and my friends. So I'm looking forward to that. November 13th, Hitman 2 comes out. You step in the shoes of Agent 47. He is a master assassin, uses anything that he has available to him. Disguises, tools, weapons. I think in this one I saw you can even kill somebody like with a muffin or something. Like poison it, or... yeah, it gets crazy. It's all about... the story is that Agent 47 finds out that somebody is after him. And so the idea is to figure out who that is. And you have so many tools available to you, wide open environments. And I'm looking forward to that. I actually reviewed the first Hitman remake that came out a few years ago that was episodic. So Hitman 2 is all one game. It's not going to be released episodic. And you're wondering, wait, Hitman 2, didn't that already happen? Isn't there already like 4 or 5 Hitman games? Yes, this series was rebooted recently, and it is still good, still great, and returns to form of what we all expected to do in the shoes of Agent 47. And if you're a fan of the movies, I definitely recommend checking this out. It's so worth it. Alright, and then the final release for teens and adults is on November 14th. Fallout 76, coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Fallout is a long-running franchise, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you have heard of Fallout. We just had 4 a few years ago, but 76 is something that Bethesda has never done before. This is it's not an MMO. It is a kind of a shared world survival game. So think like Minecraft or Ark or Rust, if you've heard of Rust. This is a more survival-centric Fallout, and they've been having betas going recently, and this seems to be something that you can jump into with your friends. It seems like there's a lot of ways that Bethesda is working on to prevent griefing. Sure, you can nuke the heck out of an area, but it seems like that's going to take some work. So, if you and your friends are fans of Fallout, recommend checking that out, and maybe you're flying solo. That works too. Either way, if you're a fan, go check it out. So that is it for segment 2, featuring games for teens and adults. Third segment is personal pick. My personal pick for this month is Rogue Legacy, which originally came out to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it is coming to Switch November 6th. So, what Rogue Legacy is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a roguelike indie game. And a roguelike is basically meaning that when you die, you're going to start over again. Rogue Legacy takes a lot of cues from games like Castlevania, when you run through a castle and fight all kinds of creatures and stuff. You play as a knight. The interesting thing about the Legacy part of the title is that when you die, you'll play as the next ancestor. And usually your ancestor characters have some kind of quirk. Like, one guy will have like tunnel vision and the rest of the screen will be blacked out except everything around him, and you kind of have to tread lightly. This game is tough and brutal, but it's a lot of fun. I recommend this game if you have any of these platforms, and especially if you got a Switch, because it is headed to the eShop. So, that is it for Devoted Gaming. If you want to know more about these titles, I will have a link in the show notes. Releases.com is where you're going to find everything on these games. Price, all that good stuff, trailers, screenshots. If you want to know more about these games, check out that website and it'll give you everything and some of the new releases that I didn't mention, because there was a ton for November. So that's going to be where you'll find all that information. My name is LJ Lowery. I am from Geeks Under Grace. You can find me on Twitter at WarHeroLJ, and you can find Geeks Under Grace at geeksundergrace.com, where we have all kinds of reviews, articles, and things like that. You can also find us on twitch.tv/geeksundergrace if you like live streams. And we do have a podcast, Geeks Under Grace Podcast. Search that up on your favorite platform, and we hope you enjoy that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our first Devoted Gaming, and be sure to stay devoted.